Are you fucking kidding me? A grilled cheese challenge!
Call me the juice and you know I'm a stunt. Riding in the car with some bumper in the trunk.
Hi y'all. I'm actually available to do a video in my cheap ass apartment. Let's go! Art is subjective. It belongs to the eye of the beholder. If people think the banana taped to the fucking wall is art, then be my guest. I'm not gonna go off on how stupid it looks, unless it promotes hate speech. The same goes with Sonic the Hedgehog, one of my favorite game franchises of all time. Yet its inconsistency was always perplexing to me. Inconsistency in the series has always been a thing. It didn't start with Sonic 06, like so many fucking people say. It started with Sonic 2 on the Game Gear and Master System. I have a lot of hot takes on the Sonic franchise. I actually like the pre-Ian Flynn era of Archie Comics' Sonic the Hedgehog, even with its inconsistencies. But I also think IDW Entertainment's version has gotten better in recent years. Is that a hot take? I don't know. I do think that there's a Sonic multiverse. I think the Sonic Racing Crossworld soundtrack feels like AI, even though I know it's not. And I also think Sonic 06 does have a chance to be good. People talk way too much shit about that game. I feel like I should make a video about the repercussions of that game for Sonic fans. Because as we saw with Harmon Smith, some of the Sonic hate started to come off as ableism. I gotta be honest with you. Okay, where am I going with this? Well, there really is no objective opinion for what the worst Sonic game really is. Some say it's 06. Some say it's Sonic Adventure. I heavily disagree with that. Some say it's Sonic Forces. Boy, I can't wait for that review to come out. But some say it's this. Sonic Jam. What is Sonic Jam? Well, have I got some shit for you?
Presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me.
1996. Jay-Z, Tupac, Nas, Biggie, they ruled the world of hip-hop. That and Mobb Deep, and Snoop Dogg, DJ Quick. Super Mario 64, as well as the N64 console as a whole, it just came out. Check out my video on that, despite its outdatedness. And Kirby's Air Ride was about to get revamped again. Check my video on that too, it's so much better. Get on the Bus by Spike Lee was about to come out and be great too. But Sonic the Hedgehog was in a really rough spot. They were in the middle of canceling their big Sonic game for the Saturn, Sonic X-treme. And Sonic Team had to step up and create a brand new 3D Sonic game for the Saturn. Sonic X-treme having been developed by Sega Technical Institute, with music composed by Howard Drawson. This is the rough transition. Now with Sonic Adventure coming out like so many game journalists would have you believe, and Irate Gamer, but with the development of a 3D Sonic game. I mean, after all, Sonic 3D Blast for Genesis and Saturn, Sonic Blast on Game Gear, Sonic R for the Saturn, and the next game we're going to be talking about now. The next year, they had announced Project Sonic, which was just a way to release a ton of Sonic games for the Sega Saturn. Phase 1 was the release of the first real Sonic compilation, Sonic Jam. Sonic Jam is more than just a compilation of Sonic games. It's actually a prototype of Sonic Adventure. They were moving to the Dreamcast and wanted to release this as a way to not really waste anything. The music is great, and also we get to see a ton of shit relating to Sonic. A history room, a gallery room, a sound test room, and a theater room where we got to see the first instance of Japanese Sonic CD music in North America, and the first time people got to see a trailer for the Sonic OVA, again, outside of Japan. And also Japanese Sonic commercials. Why the fuck does he sound like Mario when Sonic the Hedgehog? And an unused Sonic animation by TMS, who would later go on to produce Sonic X and the animation for Sonic Superstars, and they've also worked on Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic Jam wasn't just released on the Sega Saturn, however, because if it was, then I wouldn't have this. Sonic Jam on a handheld console by Tiger Electronics called the Gamecom. Not the game.com, it's called the Gamecom. The Gamecom was a way ahead of its time handheld console with a touchscreen like the DS, a fucking modem for internet support, which bullshit, and 2 game cartridge slots. It was made in the 90s, and apparently it has more games than I have brain cells.
And it plays more games than you idiots have brain cells!
Wait, hold on a second. "20 games. I think I was insulted. Which is the ultimate story of my life thing out there as an autistic person, but like, you know. Jesus fucking Christ. The Gamecom sucks. It's got the worst versions of a ton of great games, you know. Resident Evil 2, Duke Nukem 3D, Fighters fucking Megamix. Oh, and of course, 4 Sonic the Hedgehog games in one. Before we do anything, let's take a look at the box art. Apart from the logo, this is just the fucking box art from Sonic R. Why not just butcher Sonic R instead of 4 Sonic Genesis games? Alright, let's fucking boot the game up and see what we got.
Gamecom active.
These niggas out here snitching, they with the rat pack. Hit them with the chopper, that's the rat trap. Find them in that trash bag.
Oh, this music. This music is ass. Now, we have a selection of 3 Sonic games. Sonic 3, Sonic 2, and Sonic and Knuckles. Wait. Where the fuck is Sonic 1? Where's Sonic 1? That is literally the Sonic game. Green Hill Zone is referenced so many times nowadays. It's in Sonic Rumble. Bet you never played that, huh? Did you, Tiger Electronics? Actually, I think the developers just don't make video games anymore. Anyway, let's see how it plays. Oh my god. What? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna turn off the fucking sound so I can process what the hell I'm playing. Whew. Alright, that's better. Let me just say this. This game is slow. The frame rate is choppy. The sprites, although ripped straight from Sonic 3 and the other original video games, they're dog shit. And the music, I already said this music sucks dick. Composition-wise, the music is the same as Sonic 3. There's so much better demix of the music in Sonic 3. Even if some of it didn't fit, now that I think about it. I'm pissed. I've called like a fair few Sonic games like the worst for a while, like Secret Rings and Forces, and people have asked me, well, what about Sonic Jam on the Gamecom? Well, I played it now, and I can say that, well, yes, the game is a piece of shit. At least I'm controlling it, right? At least I feel something while playing it. The feeling is confusion. confusion for the game, confusion for the developers, and confusions as to how people say that this is the worst when there's so much worse out there. The worst Sonic game to me is a game that makes me feel numb. I would have to lose all feeling in order to call it the worst. I need to feel stimulation. I stim a lot as an autistic person. I need to stim. You feel me? Otherwise, I'll lose all control of myself. I will just feel like I'm on autopilot. I just have to do these stims. You feel me? So no, I don't think this is the worst Sonic game. It's shit. Like it's pretty low. You feel me? I think someone calling it the worst, they're only doing it for shits and giggles. Oh, what about Sonic Jam on the game.com? It's like, shut the fuck up. It's like, nobody cares about this game, alright? Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go off and probably, I don't know. I think I should hang out at Frank's place today. I'm gonna do that. I'm out, y'all. Bye.
Gotta go. Hey, guy, you're the first serious gamer I've seen all morning. Check this out. Brand new 16-bit Super Nintendo with Super Mario World. Wow!
Oh, what's this one?
Oh, this is a Sonic the Hedgehog from Sega Genesis. Hey, look at these radical colors, huh?
Wow, Sonic's fast, too.
No, over here.
I like Genesis, and it costs a lot less.
Wait, kid, that game
I'll
there.
take Sonic and Genesis.
I knew that.
Sonic the Hedgehog. More action, more speed. Sega Genesis, it's a whole lot more for less.
あいつがセガサターンにやってきたソニックジャムセガサターン
Yeah. We're getting calls about a wild party over here. Know anything about it? I didn't think so. Which one of you jokers goes by the name Mario?
It's me! Could you step outside, please? Welcome to Mario Party, where you and 3 friends battle it out all night long. With 6 adventure boards and 50 mini-games, this party's just getting going. Mario Party, only on Nintendo 64. But it's me! Mario! Yeah, tell it to the judge.
Nostalgia is a cruel and fickle mistress. It could really mess with your perception of what you love. Either the thing you love ends up being as good as you remember, or you start to wonder why you were ever a fan of the franchise you grew up with. Either that or the musician you loved ends up being a bad person. Yes, Kanye might have made Graduation, but it doesn't fucking matter anymore. Shut the fuck up. Speaking of the 2000s, let's go back in time, shall we? 2006 was a rather okay time to be alive. At least to me. I was transitioning from kindergartner to first grader in elementary school, and Super Smash Bros. Brawl getting announced was just the coolest thing in the world to me. Also, Inside Man was out, but I didn't watch that till 2023. Meanwhile, I was really getting into Spider-Man and seeing how much better he was as a superhero than Superman. In my Snyderverse video, I talked about how I thought Superman sucked at the time. I don't think that anymore, by the way. I'm not a pussy like this dickhead is. Again! Yeah. Get out of here, self-hater. Anyway, I also got a DS that Christmas, too. I got New Super Mario Bros., Mario Kart DS, Super Mario 64 DS, maybe? But little did I know, one of the games I would get that Christmas was Sonic the Hedgehog. Genius? Yeah, I didn't know what Genesis... I didn't know how to say Genesis. I was like 5. Sue me. Shut the fuck up. I'd already been a fan of Sonic X before, so I thought that someone made a game based on one of my favorite cartoon characters. I didn't know that the reverse was true. What I also didn't know that this was a port/remake of the very first Sonic game, Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic 1's a great game. It's got a bit of that first game syndrome, but it works. My favorite zone was always Spring Yard Zone. The song always reminded me of Bobby Brown's Every Little Step, and the 8-Bit Big Band elevates it with the fucking horn section. Oh my god, it's so cool, man. But that was an opinion I got when I had Sonic Classic Collection on the DS much later. A much better port, if I do say so myself. Now, at the time, I thought that Sonic Genesis was good fun. I never really understood how much better games could be until I got my Wii and a ton of great Mario and Sonic games. Nowadays, fuck that. It's just dick and balls everywhere. It was developed by some unknown employees at Sega, as Sonic team were busy making Sonic 06. Oddly enough, both games came out on the same day. Man, that sucks. Not to mention it commemorated the 15th anniversary. That's embarrassing. Alright, let's not beat around the bush. Let's take a look at this game. My first ever Sonic game. We all know how Sonic 1 goes, I know, but trust me on this. Sega! Anyone get that reference? Anyway, the title screen looks kind of promising, right? The music is kind of ass, but it works. Let's finally start. Now, when you start, you get two modes, right? Original mode and anniversary mode. Oh, man. I wonder what that could mean. Maybe it could be Tails and Knuckles are playable, and we get the spin dash as part of it. Not to mention the levels could be redesigned to fit Tails and Knuckles too. What a cool prospect this would. The only difference between these modes is that we get the spin dash in anniversary mode and not in original mode. Oh boy. Now, the cool thing about the menu is that we get to see that there's a level select thing in each mode. So we could start from the zone in which we died. But for now, let's just start with Green Hill. Huh. That's slow. It kind of goes like...
Green Hill Zone, Act 1.
Anyway. Oh, wow. It's all coming back to me now. This game is slow! Like real slow! Now, graphics-wise, it looks just like Sonic 1. I'm not gonna knock it for that, even if there are some graphical errors here and there. The slowdown is fucking crazy. Sometimes it's real slow, but other times it's faster than a cokehead on Galaxy Gas. Sonic himself moves at the speed of molasses, and his control is a lot slipperier than the classic games. Like, for example, I could just let go of the D-pad, and Sonic could still run for about 10 seconds. There's some points in the footage where I don't even have my D-pad. I'm not even touching my controller. I really don't like talking about momentum in Sonic games, but look at this! It's insanity! Another problem with this game is, oh my god, I know the graphics are accurate to the game, but they could have at least shrunk the sprites to fit the aspect ratio. Nope! Screen crunch! Jesus Christ! It's almost as bad as Mega Man and Bass on GBA! Or Super Mario Bros. Deluxe and Game Boy Color, but at least that had a way to turn the camera to see where you're going, right? Here? No! I'm sure you can guess what happens with screen crunch like this. This is the worst screen crunch I've ever seen in any game. Nothing compares! Not even Sonic Jam on Gamecom compares. If the screen crunch and slowdown won't deter you from playing the game, it's the music. The music would want to make you find a bottomless pit in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Let's talk about Sonic Advance for a little bit. There's a sound test in Sonic Advance that you can unlock, And there are some arrangements from Sonic 1 and 2 in the sound test, and they sound good. I mean, they don't sound great, but they're the best that the GBA could do. This music. I'd like to know who at Sega was making this game. Not to belittle them, of course. I'm not like that, but like, someone tell me what the hell is going on here? Can't even beat this game. Even though this is my first Sonic game, I already beat Sonic 1 with the Sega Ages version and with Sonic Origins, so therefore, I'm not beating the GBA version. It doesn't deserve that. Now, a lot of people consider this to be the worst Sonic game of all time, even almost 20 years after its release, when so much worse has been released. I don't agree with this sentiment. You want to know why? It's just Sonic 1. Sonic 1 is everywhere nowadays. It's on Sonic Jam. It's on Sonic Mega Collection. The final level is on Sonic Gems Collection. You can find it on the DS and the PSP with their collections. It was bundled with the original version of Sonic Generations. It's on your phone. It's on the 3DS. It's on the Switch's Sega Ages line of games. It's on the Genesis Classic Edition. It's on Sonic Origins, which is the most accessible version you could ever have nowadays. You can find it on PS4, PC, Switch, and all its successors. And I find that the definitive version of Sonic 1, even without the Ultra Fix mod. I even find the Game Gear and Master System version, which is a completely different version developed by Yuzo Koshiro and his family's company Ancient, much better than this. Nobody cares about this version. So therefore, it's not the worst Sonic game. After all, it is just Sonic 1. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna go to therapy now. Not because of the game, it's just that I need it. So yeah, that's it. See ya.
The 3-6 Mafia, lounging in the studio. Finna give y'all a little demonstration of how we kick it here in the M-Town. Finna drop it something like this.
See, in Memphis, them players, we kinda like laid back. In some clean ass rides, runs in the sack, or blowing the pack, hitting the park at about 3, sometimes a little later, the last day of the week, and they couldn't get any greater. They leaving the pocket, hitting that South Park strip, ride the South Gate, skating ring later on the night. We in the lot, booming our underground rap taste, falling juicy part 2, and for another one, they just couldn't wait. We back at the crib, sweating in a little room. W30s, SP12, and MPCs we use, straight from the 4-track to a simple cassette. They still would press them up. Now it's time to hit the stereo stores to collect. We at the club, fries and Saturday, special requests made. Me and Juice Man hit the table, Scoop and Scarecrow rock the stage. They get so bucked that some fools always gotta start a fight. They usually made us close up early that night. In the summer, in the summer.